This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
Hello and welcome to episode 41 of Too Old to Game. I'm your fear-filled host, Dave Oster. Today I'm joined by the original man-child himself, Ricky Widmer.
What's up, guys?
Ricky's going through puberty right now. Try not to make fun of him too much.
It was one of those things today where, like, 2 weeks ago, I was, like, actually sick, and I'm like, oh, I'm losing my voice on the PTP, and then I listened to it, and I'm like, oh, you sound fine. Today, yelled at a bunch of first graders because
They deserved it?
Little kids they don't understand, and I get they don't understand, but when we're getting ready for a concert that's in 3 weeks...
Oh, yikes.
I'm a little bit up there, so... lost it and lost my voice as well.
I can't imagine you yelling at kids. It's just the weirdest, like...
I told my fourth graders today that I'm the type of person where, oh, Ricky never gets mad. He's too nice. Yep. Then when I do, it's like, holy shit, he's got that in him. I didn't know he got that in him. It rarely comes out.
Do you go high pitch or just real loud? You just
really loud.
Oh, man. I bet that was a fun time in that classroom.
Loud and stern.
Was there that like awkward silence? Like, did they instantly know they effed up?
Yeah, they know. Because I don't raise my voice otherwise.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I don't raise my voice.
I love the insight, Ricky. I love the insight. But we're here today to talk PlayStation 5.
Hell yeah.
We've finally gotten some details that broke out during a Wired interview, which is fantastic. And also, this past weekend was, of course, a Star Wars weekend. We got the Fallen Order trailer. And I know this is not the movie podcast, the entertainment podcast. This is Rick and Johnny.
We got the movie trailer.
But we also got the movie trailer with the Palpatine laugh. The Palpatine laugh. It hit home. Like as far as like individual sounds, like the Pang from Call of Duty World War is up there with like the Palpatine laugh. Like I got the same reaction. Yeah, I got the same exact reaction from like I was like, oh my god, and then it was. Him cackling in the background was just like, oh my God, that's Palpatine. He's not gone forever.
Well, that's like on the Rick and Johnny podcast. Before we did it, I was like, oh my God, does that mean Mace Windu could come back?
Anything's possible.
Rewatched it. No, Mace Windu is not coming back.
I mean...
Not only did he lose a hand, he got electrocuted and launched out of the window.
But who's to say he didn't land on a car?
I would love to believe that, Dave.
I think you need to go deep in theory on this with Sean. Sean, especially.
Yeah, I would
not
love
Johnny.
to.
For some reason, Sean came to my head.
Yeah, I would love to be able to. I would love to be able to believe he hit a car.
Yeah,
and just
he got carried away to
like
safety.
In the Fifth Element. He just landed on one of those hover taxis.
Anakin did it a bunch of times. He jumped all nimbly bimbly from tree to tree. So I don't know. This is a weird start to a podcast. I hope you guys
Super
are fun.
Troopers.
So let's get down to it. PlayStation 5. The obvious big news is coming out the gates. We're finally getting a massive CPU upgrade. This is like, if you don't know, the CPU used in Gen 3, PlayStation 3, to 4 was honestly not a big jump. It was pretty comparable. And then this is now going to be the new Ryzen 1 that is releasing later this year. Specs look amazing. It is, I want to say it was something, I heard like some things being like 4 times as fast. So just incredible processing power, which is amazing for games that are much bigger, more open world kind of things. So that leads me to believe that we're going in a much better direction for the future of gaming. Better RAM, better storage device, which I was a little shocked by we're sticking with we're going SSD, so we're already up in the quality. We want real fast load times. We're looking to get things going, not only load times for video games, but also load times to get your game from package to playable, which both of those things really intrigue me. So those are what stood out to me, Ricky. What stood out to you from this release?
The SSD. Like the thing of where, and it's right here where I'm reading it, where they talked about Spider-Man, and they're like, we played one on a PS4 Pro, and one on the dev kit, and the loading in a fast travel went from 1.5 seconds to under a second. And I know you're sitting there and you're like, Ricky, it's 1.5 seconds. They give you a little nice scene where Spidey's checking his phone on the subway, but tell me that you don't want to be able to hit fast travel and almost instantly be where you're supposed to, because I want that. Yeah, it's not as bad as PS1 days where it was like, I'm gonna go get a drink.
What loading times in PlayStation 1?
I'll be back. Or like PS2 where it was like, yep, you know what? I'm gonna go get a drink while this loads.
Or like Anthem on PS4. Still taking shots at you, Anthem. Just keeping you honest. But no, I mean, that was a game. Anthem was a game that critically you needed to have a SSD for, because if you didn't, by the time you loaded into a level, people were, a full 40 seconds ahead of you, 30 seconds ahead of you. And that's just, it's not anywhere on a close to fair playing field. So the fact that they're going, and not only just an SSD, one that they claim, and I know claims, but they claim is faster than any other SSD that's currently available on the market, which is super exciting because we're talking about cutting those loading times. You said, though, 1.5 second to sub 1 second.
0.8 to be exact.
I'm hearing things like we're cutting 30-second load times down to under 10 seconds to maybe 5 seconds, which all of that is thrilling for me because the more time in the game, the more immersed I am, the more I'm having fun, the more I'm going to forget that I have other responsibilities in life.
It goes back to, I think of, and this is a completely different conversation, but it's so true, is I feel like with everything we have that can take our attention, Netflix, Disney Plus that's coming out, WWE Network, DC Universe, gaming, TV, sports.
The YouTubes, the
Twitches. We have tons of different things that can take our time. And we only have so much time in a day.
It's the most valuable commodity.
To where I feel like now it's like, hey, we got to get this quick enough so that you're playing the game. You're not sitting there waiting for it to load, because our time has become, not that our time wasn't valuable during the PS2 days, but
there are more things vying for our time.
Exactly.
With more options. And so if you don't give me the best option, I'm going somewhere else. And I think that's what launched Fortnite. That was one of the key reasons why Fortnite was so successful.
You're done with one, right into another.
You're that no downtime. Oh man, I just died and whatever. And 8 seconds later, I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready for the next match. I'm going. And that gave it such an edge over the MOBA generation, like League of Legends, where it's like, all right, I got to hit matchmaking. I'm going to sit in a match where it's just like, okay, I got to do bans. Then I got to do picks with my team. And if someone's a jerk and they are like, nope, I'm going to troll you. I'm going to drop the match at the last second. Then we got to do it all over again.
Overwatch wait times were not ideal.
Yeah, no, same thing. A little less terrible than League of Legends, but yeah.
So it didn't get picked up by the mic, but a bird totally just flew into our window right behind you.
God damn
it. It just went dunk.
I am pissed. I love when that happens.
I'm not used to it. I'm seeing it. It threw me off. I'm like, oh, that was one of those birds.
When I'm on that side of the table, I'm always watching the window.
I'm like, those are one of those bird things that flew right into the window.
Wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, no. I think that them attacking the load times is something that, on the surface, not many people may be like, this is gold, but this is actually one of the most impressive things to me. On top of all of the pure hardware spec upgrades, this means a lot.
The thing I want to ask you, and this is a conversation that I'm taking from. So I listened to Kind of Funny Games
But not
Daily.
A graphic conversation?
No, not a graphic conversation. Which coming Patreon tomorrow. Well,
Ooh.
today it's on Patreon if
Nice.
you're listening to it. Avengers versus X-Men. Next week you can get it, but you can get it for $1. You can also find out what happened to Dave's finger for $1. We talked about it on the first ever MVP podcast. You can get that for as low as $1.
Nice shilling.
The thing I want to ask you is, so on Kind of Funny Games Daily, Greg and Tim were talking.
Yep.
And Tim Geddes, they were talking about the 4K, 8K thing.
Yes.
Where it was like, oh, this can be true 8K gaming.
Yeah.
And he was like, are we ever going to truly get there though? Or because he always, his opinion is that 8K is going to always be that gimmick for rich people where it's like, oh, I've got an 8K TV. He doesn't know if we're actually going to viably get there in the future. When you heard that, was that something like, damn, I can't wait to get to 8K? Or was it you know what, let's get to 4K first, for everyone before we start talking about 8K?
I mean, to be fair, we had 4K basically was hit mainstream somewhere around 2013 was when it first started to get rolled out as a hey, we can give you 4K. Late 2013, I think 2014. And at that time, it was unthinkable. We were pretty set in our ways. We were like, man, this 1080 by this 1080p.
1080p.
I'm sorry, the 1080p versus the 1080i. Always gotta remember those. That was always the oh man, this quality is so good. We'll never have enough content in 4K. And now 4K is becoming the normal. I think 8K is going to happen. I think it's probably another 6 to 7 years down the road before there's enough of a library there where it logically makes sense. But I think gaming's going to happen in 4K during this generation 100%. I think we're going to see probably like Netflix or Amazon Video have some 8K stuff too. Like it's always those nature shows that kind of hit there first because that's like awe-inspiring. I will never forget
the vivid greens of.
I will never forget watching Netflix in 4K at my friend's house, and it was Planet Earth. I want to say, I think it was Planet Earth, and it was the most like stunning. It was just like this is insanely great TV, and it was 4K with that playing in 4K, and it was just like, holy shit, this looks amazing. And to be able to play a game in 4K, like not that like 30 FPS shit 4K, I'm talking full 60 or above FPS. I cannot wait, and I think that's the expectation is we're gonna hit 4K gaming this generation. I think 8K is probably just gonna be reserved for like those special streaming I guess sites between Netflix, Amazon, stuff like that. I don't think it's gonna be very mainstream for the next 5 years, but in 5 years we made a ton of progress. So I think that in 5 years from now we might have some 8K video stuff out there. I don't think gaming's gonna hit 8K in the next 5, though.
Because I'll be
honest,
a lot. I got pie in the sky right away. Like, holy crap, I can't wait to get to 8K.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I can't wait. But, like, viably, like, a 4K TV now is $300.
Oh, it's so cheap.
In 8K, cheapest I'm seeing is, like, so the one here from Google Express, $5,000.
Yeah.
For an 8K. So it's like we're not there
for
yet.
What, Ricky?
In 8K. In 8K. Yeah, I hit the little crack there. But yeah, that's another thing that like software wise, I heard from it and I was like, it intrigues me.
Oh yeah.
But how quickly are we going to get there? But any foot to just be where everyone's in 4K gaming would be a success for the PlayStation 5.
Oh yeah, no, I think the fact that they're not, capping themselves at we're going to knock out 4K gaming. No, it's like, oh, we're going to give you 4K. We'll also go up to 8K though. We're not gonna limit ourselves. We're gonna shoot for the stars. And if you guys can build the games, you'll be able to play it on here. I think that's awesome because think about how long the PlayStation 4 has been, basically in existence. It's been out for how long has it been out? PS4
I think it's
release?
been 5 years.
2013. So 6
years.
6 years as of today. We won't see the new system until next year. 7 years. 7 years of lifespan. So I think by year 5 of lifespan on the PS5, we are going to reasonably see some 8K productions. But I'm thrilled with it. I think it's super exciting.
Did you, and this is something that I was questioning, were you a little bit surprised that there was no real talk of streaming for it? Like Google Stadia, where it's like, hey, we're still going to have a disk drive. We're still going to have hard copy games because that's one thing that I've seen from other people. They're like, hey, does this mean you're not thinking about streaming? Are you thinking about it and you're just playing your cards close to your vest? Like, what's going on with that? Because of what we just saw with Google Stadia and what that was able to do.
I don't think they're going to make any changes because the system is pretty far along. I think this is we've got the horsepower. We're going to crank it out. It's going to be great. We're still making our money off of physical copies. Yes, you can go download them online because, I'm expecting it to be a terabyte SSD, which would be dope.
Yeah.
And that's probably going to bump up the cost of the system, honestly. Something that they did not really cover was the cost.
What do you think it's going to be?
It might be 600. Might be 600.
Because apparently, and this is a GameSpot article, PS5 price to be appealing, says Sony. That's what the headline said. And I was just diving into it as you were asking me your question.
I think 600 is probably in the right range. Because what's crazy is I know it's apples and oranges, but like a cell phone is like $1,000.
Yeah.
For a new flagship cell phone. So for all the cool that a cell phone I would take. Well, if I can get 2 consoles for a cell phone, I'm probably making that trade.
Yeah.
I'll take a piece of shit cell phone.
From what I've heard, like $499 has been. I think $499 is the price.
Yeah, I'm 100
we're all
above that.
Hoping for.
Yeah, I'm thinking $599 is the likely. Just if we get a terabyte SSD plus what the processor, the RAM that they're including, all of their graphic stuff, like I'm feeling. And on top of that, did you know, the VR stuff, which clearly
they didn't really talk about. They just mentioned it.
They said it's a thing. So that's cool. That's cool. You know, I think the numbers I heard were somewhere around like they have 92 million current PS4s that have been sold, and I think 2 or 3 million VR setups for them. So like, it's a pretty good number because I didn't expect VR to go so great either. But at the same time, like, is there a future in VR gaming? I hope so. That's the thing that, like, 4K gaming, dope. 8K gaming, insane. If you get me VR up to, like, really great game quality, I think that's the innovation that I'm more interested in, because that's a truly immersive. Like, you can only, like, watching a screen is great, but, like, truly immersed, being in the game, that's what I want to see.
You reminded me of something.
Yeah.
The thing that they talked about that I thought was so fucking cool was the 3D sound.
Yeah.
Of like, so I'm a kind of person that I wear my Sonys when I game now because I spent so much money on them. Why not use them?
Shameless.
And when they were talking about the 3D sound of like, if something's above you, it's going to sound like it's above you. If it's below you, it's going to, I'm like, that is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Towards like, it'll pick up on a TV, but like headphone gaming is going to be the like optimized one. And that to me was like, holy crap, let me hear that. Like if a plane flies overhead, it makes me want to turn my head up because I hear it over.
See, as a PC gamer, I'm like, I've already got the left ear, right ear stuff. And like, you can like, there's not true depth, but there is enough to give you an idea of like where to turn, you know, what to know. So the whole like 3D factor of it, that definitely intrigues me. I think it's a nice cherry on top. The last thing, obviously, the headline this was the PS4 backwards compatibility.
Yes.
That one, I think it's a good move.
I like it.
If you're keeping the disc drive, you got to go and give your people the ability to go back and play their games, because some people have massive libraries of PS4 games and you want to go back, but that's a lot of hardware to keep lugging around back and forth. So I like the fact that they're leaving it backwards compatible.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of those things, too, where so I'm going to buy a PlayStation 5 and instantly all my PS4 games are useless, where now it's like, okay, I've got some of these released PlayStation 5 games, but I can still play a PS4 game. I can still play those without feeling like, great, I've got one game.
Yeah.
Well, for some people, great, I've got one game. For like the hardcores, okay, I've got 2 of the release titles, but for like most, let's say it's a Christmas thing.
It should be in November. We're hoping.
System and a game on Christmas, if that's what you're getting as a kid, now you can at least go, hey, I can play my PS4 games as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But I'm excited for the PS5 catalog. Gonna be dope. Yeah. Any final thoughts on PlayStation 5?
The last thing I'm looking up is, and I'm having a problem finding the PS3 version. There it is. So the PlayStation 3, when it came out,
was very expensive.
Was
$800?
No. I'm seeing $499, $599.
But that was in 2000.
Like 6.
Yeah. So you take that time, scale it up.
PlayStation 4, its release price, I have here on Wikipedia, was $399. Introductory price was $399 for US. $399.99, so $400. That's why I'm leaning towards maybe $499. I don't know if they're going to make a $200 price jump, because they got to be weary with the price. Because if it's too much, I think if it's $690, well, if it's $499, not $499, $599.
Yeah,
so that'd be the $600.
That was a 60 hard drive, 60 gig hard drive version of the PS3.
Yeah,
was $599 in 2006.
So it's like, if they make the PS5 $599, how many people are going to go, I'm going to look at the Stadia, or I'm going to go over to Xbox, where I feel like $499 is that price where it's like, okay, I expect it to be more than the PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4 because I'm getting more out of it, but it's still in that range of like, it's still affordable. And you're not alienating the people who can't make that $599 price jump. So, I mean, they're going to be in a sticky situation in it. What do? They give up a little bit of money, even if like, hey, all this in it, might be worth $5.99.
Yep.
Giving up that $100 to make sure they get more people and keep the people on their console.
Yeah, no, it's an intriguing idea. And just to give you an idea, the IGN did an article about the inflation rates of the of all the systems.
Yeah.
This was from 2016. There was a $499, $599 release, which was basically $596 and $715 from 3 years ago, effectively. So in 3 years, yeah, it's probably about $740, $750. So I mean, like it was up there. Well, that was a big fucking number on release. Because you got to think about that.
Especially because
Xbox 360
that PlayStation,
was $399 at the top end.
That PlayStation 3 was fucking fat when it came out.
It was.
It had a lot of shit in there.
Yeah, Xbox beat them to the line in 2005. Had a $299, $399 release, and then they were like $499, $599. Come at me, bro. Yeah,
but that's why we see if you look at the PlayStation 3 generation.
Yeah.
Xbox One.
Totally did.
You look at the
4 generation.
It's
the flip.
It's PlayStation.
It's first to market and cheaper. PlayStation 4 was 2013 $399. Xbox One was $499 later that year. So, and this is the big thing because we all expected the reveal for Xbox to happen at E3. Gonna be great, but PlayStation kind of chopping the legs out from under them a little bit.
What do you think of the release? Like, how do you feel about how they released this info?
This is an interview. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, yes, they could do it up and have some big fancy thing, but like we don't know what to expect from PlayStation. That's the crazy thing. It was like we're gonna have our PlayStation only events, and the first one, okay. But interview wise, I'm glad I wish it was an actual like a televised interview, and not just me reading a story. Because that would have had a whole lot more hype.
And the thing I worry, like, there are some people that are like, well, why not do this at E3? Why not make it like an E3 moment?
Dig in front of E3.
Well, not just that. There's also if it went at E3, right now we're thinking, oh, it'd be cool. But everyone would be like, when's it coming out? What's it cost? This, to where it's like, all this information is not E3 information. It's like, it's cool information for the people that want it. But most of the people at E3, there's some people that are like, oh my God, that's cool.
I think that's fine.
But more so, it's like, oh my God, when am I getting it? What's the price? What does it look like?
Yeah, that's all normal.
And if you don't know what it looks like and they're working off of a dev kit and it's not close to being, then why would they do an E3 type of presentation?
Yeah.
Or even like a PlayStation, what they call it? Not a PlayStation Direct, State of Play. That's what it was. Even one of those would be, Play of the Union. Even one of those would be like, why would you do it that way?
No, I think this is great. It steals the thunder. It puts Xbox on the back foot, so now they got to really nail it at E3.
Yeah, because now you got the Stadia's done something.
Yep.
PlayStation has released something.
Yep.
To where it's like, oh great, now we gotta do it up.
And they released supposed specs as well. So that right there tells you this is the stuff that's going in there for sure. Yeah. You better be coming with your best. So I love it. I think it's fun. And I'm super excited about it, to be honest.
I can't wait to buy it because there's no way I'm jumping from PlayStation to Xbox.
No,
sorry.
No, not going to happen this gen. Let's move over to the event of last weekend,
Mark's
Star
not
Wars.
Here.
Yeah, sorry, Mark.
This is the thing Mark wanted, and he had to go to Austin.
Whatever, man. Take your vacations. Enjoy it. So we got Star Wars, Jedi the Fallen Order, and let's be honest, we didn't get to see gameplay. We got to watch a trailer, which got everyone very excited. The biggest statement that came out, I think, before it was that there was going to be no microtransactions and no multiplayer, no loot boxes, none of those shenanigans. And that got people going a lot. So I think that Star Wars basically laid out, hey, here's the timeline it's going to be happening in. Here's sort of the universe's, state while you're going live. And it looks amazing. And I'm fighting with myself to not fall into the pre-order state, because pre-orders are going to be open soon. There's going to be a deluxe edition as well. And I'm burned. And I'm always burned by pre-orders. And I think everyone is kind of hitting that point where it's like, shouldn't pre-order, but it looks really good. But I shouldn't pre-order. I know I've been burned.
It's weird because the game technically I didn't pre-order it, but I bought it launch day, Division 2.
Yeah.
I wasn't burned by that. But like you were a pre-order for Anthem.
Yep.
You were burned by it. So I'm going to judge that. If Dave pre-orders it, I will not buy this game day one. If Dave doesn't, I will buy it game one.
Dick move.
That's really how it's going to go.
Dick move.
Here's the thing with it, and this is why I don't think you should be worried about a pre-order, is I was thinking about this today, this morning, while I was in the shower. It's kind of funny how EA's like, all right, we had this Apex Legends thing. Respawn did a really good job with it. And it seems like now, Star Wars game?
And what was Respawn known for?
Here's Respawn. Like, I feel like Respawn is great for them that they're getting these opportunities.
Yep.
But they're kind of becoming, or they already are, the EA kind of cash pony, where it's like, hey, we got Star Wars fans really upset with us because of what we've been doing. Hey, Respawn, want to help us out? Want to save our butts here? People are saying we shouldn't have the title. Show them they're wrong.
Yeah,
show them they're wrong.
It's a bold move for them because like Respawn kind of flipped their role a little bit as far as like their game genres. So I'm interested to see them go from multiplayer in Titanfall to multiplayer in which Titanfall 2 did have a good story mode. If you haven't played it, it's like dirt cheap, so you can pick it up for I think under $10 at this point. But still, their multiplayer was kind of what that game jammed on.
Yeah.
And then you go Apex Legends, multiplayer, dope. Obviously one of the hottest games in the world right now. 2, let's make a single-player game. Meanwhile, you got fucking BioWare over there being like, we can't make single-player games. We're going... And it's just like, I don't understand like the assignments per studio.
Yeah.
But quality from Respawn as of late has been great. So I'm fine with them getting the game. I'm fine with what I've seen out of them.
The whole BioWare thing is its own box of worms that we have talked about before, but it's its own box of worms.
Yeah. So regardless, I've got high hopes for the game because, like you said, Respawn's delivered as of late. They seem to be hitting on all strides. So with a game like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, I mean, this game looks like it could be a great storytelling.
What we want. I want to be a Jedi. Yep. I want it to be a single-player game. The only thing for me, will it be a good story? And on top of that, will it be... Here's the question I'll ask. Our hype of wanting to be a Jedi in a single-player game, will it be too much and that will be this game's downfall? If it doesn't live up to the
Kingdom
community...
Hearts
a little bit. If it doesn't live up...
You're one of the most staunch defenders of that game.
I didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Have
to wait how many years?
Was it as good as Kingdom Hearts 2? Probably not.
When you
Kingdom Hearts 2 is my favorite.
That's the point.
Yeah, it's tons. But will our hype have been too much for this game and that will be its downfall?
No, because I think that people are used to Star Wars disappointing them. I think, and it sounds incredibly mean to say out loud, but it's the truth because Star Wars has had a string of bad games, and you know there are some great moments in those games, but they are not great games overall. So with this one, basically, you're getting set up, and the storyline is already out. It's there. It's in the movies. We're not going anything crazy. You're going Episode 3, Order 66 happens. You're an escaped Jedi Padawan. You did not get murked, so you get to go be a Jedi. And it's like, how are you going to do that now that like the entire council, all the younglings? So I'm super intrigued because they could go in a lot of different directions. We've got established characters, established universe. Are you going to interact with some famous people? I sure hope so. Are you going to be able to talk to people and like have a whole lot of back and forth? Maybe because right now I think it looks like we're playing as a character that's already established, not a create your own kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I hope that leads to us having better animations for the voice and the face, so that way it's lined up much better than the like staring at people and just having like dialogue boxes, because I think we're past that.
And I mean that's more of like I think of that as more of like what's the company that I'm thinking about? They were Telltale. That's more of a Telltale thing where it's like conversation, pick one. Conversation, pick one. Or like a Detroit Become Human, where in that game your choices do really matter. With this one, I'll agree with you. I do like that I'm always for in single-player games the not creating your own. I only want to create my own if it's like a Division or an Anthem where it's like, hey, it's multiplayer. There's going to be tons of other active online players, so I want to be different than anyone else and stand out. But in a single-player story, I want to be someone. Tell me who I am so that I can kind of take on that persona. Like, I can't wait.
Persona.
I wish that my spring break would have started or would have started next week instead of this week. So like right now we're recording on Thursday. I'm on spring break for a full week.
Yep.
I wish that it started next Friday, not this Friday, because like Days Gone.
Yep.
After seeing all that, I cannot wait to dive in as Deacon and become Deacon. Where it's like, and it's like when I played The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I was Joel. I was Ellie. It's like you
lived
take
and
on.
You felt.
You take on that personality, and then like you feel for the character even more. So I mean, in a single player, that's why I like the have it established. Let me grow with this character, learn to love this character, because you're making choices without making choices.
Yeah.
By living through the experiences, you feel like it's happening to you through them, kind of a thing. The only thing that would make it better if it was done right is like you were saying, the VR aspect. If we were there to where I could feel like that character immersed as that character, that would be the next level of what I'm talking about.
I mean, there was like that whole Force Unleashed thing that they did in VR. It was fun, but not good. You know,
it was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, for like 5 minutes. For 5 whole minutes. But yeah, no, I think that is pretty much. I'm excited. I'm hyped. We haven't seen gameplay. We haven't seen enough to get me like 100% sold in on the pre-order, but I'm getting there, Ricky. I don't know. I think I want to leave off on a positive note, and that is I'm excited about it. I trust Respawn to not fuck this up. But a lot of it's going to come down to combat, to be honest, because you have a great storyline now. You know exactly where you're taking off from.
Yeah.
You've got a million different paths, but you know where it has to kind of, at the end of the day, wrap up at, because obviously episode 4 happened.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, combat is going to be the one. Is it smooth? Is it intuitive? Like, when I'm lightsaber battling, am I going to feel really good about it? Am I going to feel the weight of it? Am I going to know that, like, hey, this actually has motion to it? Or is it just going to feel choppy and, like, I don't want to say cartoony, but I'm hoping not.
That's the thing I'm most worried about is the actual combat, because like a lightsaber duel, I want to say it's different than
it's acrobatic.
Because I'm thinking also about every other game I've played with a sword.
Yeah.
And the best one that I've played recently was Assassin's Creed, with how fluid it was to just like fight someone. But I'm like, the thing with lightsaber battles that make them so cool is like when you go to hit and it's like, and they block it and you're fighting that. Like, how is that even going to be in? Or like you said, acrobatic of
somewhere
like,
between Devil May Cry and Dark Souls.
Yes.
Or I'm sorry, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Let's go in that. I think if they land somewhere between those two games, I would be thrilled with this game.
Yeah. I mean, excluding the parry. Okay,
yeah,
there we go.
That being
Dave's
a
like,
key function of combat is absolutely shit.
But like that's the thing, hit or miss. If they miss on that, it might tank the whole game because of how iconic a lightsaber battle is, especially in an epic moment.
It really is. And the music, oh my God, they're going to land. They better get the scores. They better go after.
John Williams on
John
speed
Williams
dial.
better be there. Or
they'll get Danny Elfman, Dave. They'll get John
and that'll
Williams.
do it for this episode.
I actually got one question for you.
Yeah.
Non-Star Wars.
Sure.
I got to get your opinion on this.
Of course.
Because you're so pumped for this game, Dave. Although it's not happy news, and I know you said you wanted to end on happy news.
You're a jerk.
What's your opinion? The Borderlands 3 fanboy of the podcast. Troy Baker not coming back. Will not be a voice in Borderlands 3.
I'm disappointed.
Because he's an amazing voice actor.
He's a great voice actor. But I understand. Like, time for him to move on. Got other commitments. No, I mean, would I love to have him there? Absolutely. But I think that they've done a really good job. Like, Borderlands 2 obviously was like perfect voice acting. Not perfect, but it had some very lovable voice acters.
Iconic voice actors.
Iconic, thank you. The pre-sequel had some good lines in there. Thank you. Oh, we should have done it together. I'm sorry. I was screwing on my water bottle. Yeah, no, that would have been great. But you know what? I trust in them, and Borderlands 3 is going to be a dope game, and it will not let me down.
Dave's like, I'm not going to let you bring me down, man.
I can't let it bring me down. Borderlands 3 is going to deliver.
I saw that, and I was like, Oh, he's such an amazing voice. Why are we not going to have him in this game?
I don't know. Politics, maybe.
They're the worst, man. They're the worst. Why do we need them? Why do we even need them?
Don't know. But thank you so much for watching episode 41 of Tool to Game. If you want to support us, check us out on Patreon.
It's been 41.
41.
Damn.
Check us out on patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcasts. You can support us in that $1 tier. You get so much from us. If you hit that $10 tier, you get to join us on an episode live and talk to us and have fun. So with that being said, I've been Dave Oster. That's Ricky Widmer. We'll catch you next time.